Tabletop Games, which is available to pre-order right now.
Hey gamers, welcome to another episode of Board Games and Beyond. It is 4 p.m. on Friday. I'm your host Rick.
And I'm Leona.
Leona, as you know, on other episodes and other programs, is usually the voice that you hear talking. We brought her in front of the camera today. And Board Games and Beyond is a show where we talk about what's new in the board gaming industry.
Yes.
So all sorts of cool stuff. So what do we got first in news?
So let's get into the news.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing in our news is that Z-Man Games is coming out with a Choose Your Own Adventure board game.
Okay, so they
which I'm
announced this?
yes.
Yeah, it's super cool.
I'm really excited about. As you can see some of the box art right there. It looks really cool. It looks like the classic books,
Yeah.
which I think is awesome.
Nice.
And then again, similar to the books, you're just choosing your own story and
Nice.
going through that.
And it's called The House of Danger by Z-Man Games. In this Choose Your Own Adventure, House of Danger, you are a psychic detective, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Haunted by the mystery of the missing owner of the Marsden Mansion. With only a water bottle, your trusty pocket knife, and confidence in your detective skills, you set out to solve the mystery. Dun, dun, dun. Sad thing is, no official release date has been announced as of yet, but you can find out more information at Z-Man Games.
Yes.
And I'm sure they'll update it, and you'll be able to find out when it will be released. So that's pretty cool. So what else we got? It looks like everybody's favorite Cartoon Network duo.
Yep.
Rick and Morty, the game.
I know, right?
This looks like it's coming from Cryptozoic Entertainment with a summer release. Again, if you want to find out more about it, it seems to be a Pickle Rick theme.
Yep, so it's a game based on that Pickle Rick episode.
Okay.
And Cryptozoic really wanted to highlight that, and they talk about how it's just a good time. So if you like that Rick and Morty style, it's going to have a lot of those types of jokes in there, and kind of that style of humor that you then can play with your friends and that type of thing. So
if you've seen the episode with Pickle Rick, you know that it is just a fun time as an episode. So I'm sure translated to a game, it's going to be just as fun.
Yeah.
And again, if you want to find out more about Pickle Rick and all of the Rick and Morty, the Pickle game, go to Cryptozoic Facebook or website and check them out.
yes.
And then next, we've got the Brotherhood of the Coast.
Yes,
What
which
is
I'm very
this?
excited about. So if anyone's familiar with the Time Stories games, we actually have the box behind us.
Nice.
But they're coming out with another expansion called Brotherhood of the Coast.
Okay.
Again, this is like, there isn't an official release date yet, but it's something, here's some art that you can see.
Oh,
some
that
really
looks
great,
beautiful.
beautiful art. And I think it's just going to be a great addition to the Time Stories sort of saga again. You will need so it's just an expansion. So you will need the original set.
The core box.
The core box, exactly, to play the expansion.
Nice.
So.
And that's great because a lot of people may think that once you play Time Stories, you're done.
Yeah.
And the fact that they can bring an expansion to it is just awesome because it makes more playability to that game.
And it's actually been a little while since they came out with an expansion for Time Stories, so it'll be exciting to see how this story plays through, because I know fans of it, it's pretty good.
They're going to come back and play. And so the story behind this game is your 4-season time agents have been sent on a mission in the Caribbean, but contact has been cut off and their location remains a mystery. That's kind of cool. The receptacles in question are 4 well-known Buccaneer brothers, and your help is needed to track them down. Rally your motley crew and ready yourselves for anything is possible in the waters that await you in Brotherhood of the Coast.
Yeah, so it's a different setting than a lot of the other ones. This one's gonna be at the beach, so
thank God.
right, warm weather and things like that.
It's the best. And finally, for our news portion, the big news is tomorrow at your friendly local game store is International Tabletop Day, which is a huge event that takes place not just in the United States, but across the globe.
Yes.
There are many other countries that participate. You go to your friendly local game store, a bunch of game companies have sent out to the game stores different games that are only available. Like Renegade has Wonderland.
Right.
And then there are other games that are at these events. Do you know of any other ones that are going to be there?
The Get the MacGuffin.
Get the MacGuffin.
By Looney
Labs.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And so at the different game stores, they'll have different events
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. So definitely go and check that out and join the community. And
then Geek and Sundry, who is like the overall host of this, will be broadcasting live a bunch of different games throughout the day by different companies. So while you're at the store, if they have monitors, hopefully they're playing those streams so you can see other games being played. And some of those games will be the games that are available to be played and take home at the event.
Right.
So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So that was what was news. So what's new this week? Let's find out.
All right.
Tell
So what is new this week is Space Base by Alderac Entertainment Group. So this is a pretty exciting game. It's obviously a space-oriented game, and it's the mechanic of the game is a dice game. So you and your companions are sort of building up your space base,
Right.
and while that's happening, every round you get to gain something.
New ships and stuff like that.
So it's a very interactive game. You will be working your butt off every turn, which I think is pretty exciting.
On the back, you can see what the board game setup kind of looks like. And it is by AEG, which is Alderac Entertainment Group. And this is available at your local game store now.
Yes.
Which is amazing.
So it was released on the 25th.
Nice.
Yep.
It says on the back here, United Earth Services needs you. As the Commodore of a space base, your job is to draft new ships into your fleet to work and patrol the 12 sectors under your watch. Use cargo vessels, mining ships, and deploy carriers to earn profits and expand your influence. Only one space-based Commodore will be promoted to UES, Admiral of the Fleet. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So check that out. This is a game for ages 14 and up, 2 to 5 players, and takes about 60 minutes to play. And there it is. It's Space Base by John D. Clare, is the creator of the game, and the publisher is AEG. So
Very good.
check it out. Next.
Oh, I'm excited.
This is such... So Cool Mini or Not, or CMON Games, has a new game that just came out this week.
Called The World of Smog, Rise of Moloch.
Moloch.
Yes.
And so this is a game set in Victorian age with an adventure board game for 2 to 5 players that takes place in the alternate England where magic and technology have taken an extraordinary turn. While one player acts as the nemesis and takes control of the secret society called the Cult, other players embody gentlemen dedicated to thwarting the conspiracies that threaten the crown, stopping the nemesis by any means necessary. The game comes with 6 different chapters that can be played as individual scenarios or as a campaign that tells the overarching story of Moloch.
Yeah, I personally love the idea of the premise of this story. I think the premise of being set in Victorian age and then also having like a magic component is really exciting.
What's the most exciting thing you think for me in regards to this?
You love the minis.
I love the minis. I do. And these miniatures are so cool. If you like the old turn of the century carnival type thing, you've got the strong man here who's carrying the big dumbbells. And it just looks ridiculously cool. I can't wait to paint this miniature. You've got this guy who is probably one of the gentlemen, perhaps, because he doesn't seem totally mutated. He just seems like he may be someone that's an adventurer type, but it looks like he has some Tesla influence.
Yeah, he has some electricity going on.
Yeah. So
He's electric.
And so, yeah, he's got this like backpack and some facial apparatus, and it looks like he has like an alternating arc of electricity going over his hands. Very Tesla.
Yeah.
Then there's also this robed creature female possibly, who we were both saying before that she kind of looks like Raven. From Teen Titans. And then, of course, there's some twisted, very twisted looking characters. Like there's a clown here that has a hammer but looks super scary. There's a bunch of clowns actually. In total, this box has 63 miniatures.
Yes.
That's ridiculously cool.
And they're all very detailed and incredible looking. And again, I think really add to sort of this Victorian steampunk vibe that's happening. And the whole, I think they really add to the story of the game.
Absolutely.
And it's, I'm excited to.
Yeah, it looks really good. And I know we're going to probably end up making a video around this in some capacity, so stay tuned for that.
Definitely.
But if you want to find out more about this product, go to cmon.com and check out The World of Smog, Rise of Moloch.
Yes.
It looks so good. And then finally...
Our last thing that is new that came out just this week is our Pathfinder Battles Jungle of Despair miniatures.
Yep, and these are the blind box miniatures that you get from WizKids.
Yes.
We've opened them on other shows like Board Games and Beyond.
Yes.
Or no, I'm sorry, Building Character.
Building Character.
Where we did we'd open a blind box and build a scenario of this is an encounter. But this came out this week, Jungles of Despair. There are a total of 45 miniatures that you can potentially collect in this set, which is very cool. And if you want to find out more, go to paizo.com/Jungle of Despair. Now, I got to open one.
The big reveal.
Yeah, let's see what's in this box. I'm not going to open all of them. I'd love to open all of them, but we don't have time for that.
What I love about WizKids is that they always have well-painted miniatures, and when we've had them on the show, I think they really add to the ambiance of your role-playing or your Pathfinder game.
Yeah, it definitely immerses you, gives you that immersion into your RPG.
Will you just open one, or do you want to open all of them?
I just want to open one.
Okay.
I mean, we really only have time for one box, but there are 45 miniatures. So we got a lion, which is number 27 of 45, and that looks pretty good. Ooh, what is this?
Here's a cobra.
Cobra. That's when you need Ricky Tikki Tavi to come and protect you from the cobra.
A serpent folk.
Serpent folk.
Oh, whoop.
Oh, dead. DED. I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. All right. There we go. Serpent folk. And the last one we have here looks like another serpent folk rogue.
Okay.
Yeah, so what was this one just straight serpent folk? Serpent folk hunter.
Yes.
And serpent folk rogue.
Very nice.
They look really cool. Yeah, so that's Jungle of Despair, part of the Pathfinder Battles by WizKids.
Yep.
And that's a bunch of cool stuff that came out this week.
Yes.
So what's next on our list of stuff?
Now we are going to have our board game spotlight.
Let's check it out.
So this week we are spotlighting Ticket to Ride, which is a classic board game, and we're just going to show a little clip of an interview that you actually did with Matt Holland.
Matt Holland back at ANA.
Yes. So let's check it out.
Hey gamers, Rick here for Game Trade Media. I'm with Matt, and we're going to be talking to you today about Ticket to Ride by Days of Wonder. Thanks for joining me, Matt.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
So tell us a little bit about Ticket to Ride. It's been around for a little bit.
Yeah, Ticket to Ride came out in 2004, actually. Okay. So this is a sort of one of the start of that golden age of board gaming that we're in right now, where these games came in and kind of revolutionized the way that we play them.
So you can find the full version of that interview on our YouTube page. Just type in Ticket to Ride and there it will be. And what I love about Ticket to Ride is it's definitely one of my favorite classics. Like you can play it with lots of different gamers, and it's definitely a really nice entry level / more complicated. You can get more complicated the more you play it.
Sure, and there's so many expansions to Ticket to Ride that make it so that if you want to branch out from just the main box, if you want to see ships and sails, Europe or whatever, let's say age, they have different ages that you can play in, and
even different maps.
Yeah, different maps. Mapses, that's a word. But yeah, there are lots of different expansions, and like you said, it is a game that any level of board gamer can play and find enjoyment, from the novice to the most critical, experienced, break it down kind of individual. You can find enjoyment in this game. And if you have friends and family that may not have jumped into the board gaming community, this is a great entry-level game as far as the core box, the original.
Right.
Because the rules aren't overly difficult to understand and learn. And once you get it, it becomes very quick and very fun and very competitive.
Yes.
And it's a lot of fun. So Ticket to Ride.
Yes.
So good. And if you want to find out more about that, I mean, literally, just type in Ticket to Ride on Google, and it'll send you to every group, chat, reviewer, whatever.
Yes.
So there's so much information out there about this game. Go find it. It's so good. Which leads us into our next little segment.
Yes.
Which is community shout-outs. So let's shout out. So community shoutout is a segment where we kind of like shout out to bloggers, reviewers, YouTubers, stores, individuals that are in like some of our community groups, like painting happy little minis or building character, that may have built a cool character, painted a cool mini, and we'll spotlight that. So today we're going to spotlight Cardboard Clash.
Yes.
So Cardboard Clash is a blogger. They have a WordPress page where you can go and you can see all of their reviews in blog form. And they're really good. They're very well written. They're very.
I was going to say very like comprehensive.
Yeah, they're very good. And then secondly, we have the Board Game Authority, another website. They have like BoardGameAuthority.com. You can check them out. They have videos and blogs and reviews in both formats. So it's very informative. They have amassed quite a few games under their repertoire of review. So check them out and give them a shout. Say, hey, I really like this review. If you find a game that you're on the fence about, they can give you a good look at what's out there.
Yeah, and also what's interesting about the Board Game Authority is you can also review the games along with them, and then the original writer, he'll like talk to you and talk about your review, which I think is really cool as well.
So it's very interactive.
Yep.
Again, it's all about being a part of the community.
Yes.
And that's why we give you guys shout outs, and we appreciate, for everybody out there that does reviews, we appreciate what you do. We do not do reviews here at Game Trade Media. We just want to show you what is available and let you make your own decisions. But the reviewers are the individuals that help set the pace.
Yes.
So thank you to all you guys out there and gals that are making amazing content and keep doing it. It's amazing. And finally, Third Eye Games, a local store here in Maryland. Third Eye Games are in the Annapolis area. They do a pop-up and every once in a while, and they do a board game night at a local brewery.
Right.
I believe it's called Hysteria.
Hysteria Brew.
Okay. We got some pictures here. Our guy behind the cameras and the mixers back there, Johnny, he went there last night and took some photos and participated. Johnny, did you imbibe in any of the brew?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit of brew. He told me there was a really good turnout. So again, it's really fun to join the community and have other people play with you that, outside of maybe your normal gaming circle.
Right. And that's what's cool about board games is it's very inclusive. You can bring as many people into it. And when you sit down and if you don't have enough players and you're at an event like this, you can be like, hey, you want to learn how to play a new game? Oh, yes, I do.
And one of the games that they were featuring was Get the MacGuffin, which we talked about for International Tabletop Day. And then they're also having Looney Labs come to their store for International Tabletop Day.
So Andy and Kirsten will be at... Andy and Kirsten Looney, who are the founders of Looney Labs, will be at Third Eye Games in Annapolis tomorrow.
So just fun, exciting things are happening at your local game shop. So definitely check them out.
Absolutely.
Fun things are happening here, but fun things are happening elsewhere as well. And we would love to see your community of gamers and stuff like that. So definitely send us stuff.
Send us pictures of you playing games either at home or out at your local game store or at a pop-up event like this or at the library. I mean, your local library is having events like this now too because it's a great meeting place, and everybody's got to be kind of quiet. But it's a great meeting place to play games. So become a part of your community. That is our mantra here.
Yes.
Go to your friendly local game store. Become part of the community. Play games. If you are a pro at a game, teach a game.
Yes.
And if you are a new person, ask. Ask, because the owner of that store is gonna direct you in the right path as far as what kind of games because there's a game for everybody. If you like mystery, there's a game for you. If you like horror, there's a game for you. If you like fantasy and sci-fi.
Or space. Space.
Yeah, there's so much stuff out there, and there's something that'll, scratch anybody's itch in gaming.
Yes.
So again, community, game stores, friendly, go there, be a part of the community. And thank you for being a part of our community here at Game Trade Media. And that has been Board Games and Beyond for Friday, this day, the 27th of April. Jesus. 2018. All right, so there you go, everybody. Board Games and Beyond. I'm Rick.
And I'm Leona.
And we'll see you at the game store.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Game Trade Media. Before you go, we wanted to tell you about our new book, The Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop Games, which is available to pre-order right now.
You obviously love tabletop gaming, so do we. And this book provides a look at the history of all the different types of tabletop games, from card games like Magic the Gathering to role-playing adventures like Dungeons & Dragons, to the most classic of board games like Clue or the Game of Life.
Right. We've also got interviews with a lot of industry veterans like Peter Atkinson and influencers like Matt Mercer, plus discussions with collectors and gamers of all kinds. The book also discusses the impact of crowdfunding on the industry and looks into why board gaming is experiencing such a boom right now.
We put a lot of love, a ton as a matter of fact, into this book, and we like to think that it provides a perfect snapshot of what makes tabletop gaming and the tabletop community so great. You can pre-order your copy right now by using diamond code APR181585. So head into your local comic or game shop today and tell them you want the Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop Games.
Thanks for watching Board Games and Beyond. If you liked it, leave a like and a comment below and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new content.